So what Janie heard, she heard Lily doing a little screaming thing, and she heard Jack doing something, saying something or something, and then she heard shh, shh, shh. And then her dog started barking. She woke up. She got up. She said she knew. I mean, she heard the kids. She knew the kids were supposed to be there. And she came up to Malaya, and Malaya was standing there with Meadow on her arm, looking at the phone. And Janie looked at Malaya and said, "Well, where's the kids?" Because she knew the kids were there. She just heard the kids. "Where's the kids?" And Malaya sort of looked stunned. And then, she said they're in the woods. She said they're in the woods.
Imagine a family's worst nightmare unfolding in silence. No screams, no struggle. Only two small children gone from sight. Now, what if the person closest to them held the key to their fate? Today, we peel back the layers of secrecy in the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case and ask the question, did their mother mastermind their removal? Before we dive in, hit subscribe and drop a prayer for Lilly and Jack in the comments below. Let's make our voices too loud to ignore. It all began on May 1st and 2nd, when 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack were kept homesick from school. Their disappearance on May 2nd triggered a massive search that ran round the clock until May 7th, only to be scaled back with no sign of the children. Confirmed sightings on May 1st extended the timeline as the case approached 2 months. With frustration mounting, authorities sweetened the pot, a $150,000 reward for any information leading to Lilly and Jack's return. Enter Darren Gettys, a cousin of the family, whose very presence has become as controversial as the disappearance itself. On the Crime and Shame YouTube channel, he declared he knows where the children are, safe, alive, and not even in Nova Scotia, but cared for by Malaya Brooks Murray's native community. His claims, shocking and detailed, hinge on the version of events that day as told by step-grandmother Janie McKenzie. According to Darren, Janie was supposed to be away that morning, unaware her trailer was a hub of a tragedy in motion. Instead, she dozed on the phone with her brother at 8:48 a.m., then awoke to her dog's frantic barking. There in the yard, she heard Lily's gleeful scream. That little bugger's birthday scream, she later recalled in Jack's voice. Moments later, nothing. Emerging, she found Malaya in the driveway cradling baby Meadow, with Jack and Lily nowhere in sight. Janie demanded, "Where are the kids?" Malaya answered coldly, "They're in the woods." By Janie's reckoning, 20 minutes had already passed since their disappearance. This account, if true, forces a reckoning. Daniel Martel, the stepfather, lied about when he discovered the children missing. His public timeline, awakening, calling out, then frantically searching, collides with Janie's recollection of an 8:48 a.m. phone call, an immediate dog-alerted wake-up. Which version do we believe? And more importantly, why would Malaya direct Janie to look in the woods if she knew they'd never been there? Darren's theory gains weight when you factor in prior Child Protective Services involvement. Months before May 2nd, CPS opened a file on Lilly and Jack over developmental concerns. Daniel confirmed a social worker visit. Malaya refused comment. Was Malaya terrified CPS would remove her children? Did that fear drive her to enlist help, possibly from Darren himself, to spirit the kids away? Darren alleges Daniel went back to sleep after an early dog alert, covering for Malaya out of love. If so, their panic morphed into planning. And then cover up. On day 1, detectives found half of Lily's pink blanket tossed in the household garbage, a startling discovery that investigators later matched against a second fragment tangled in a tree off-road. A child-sized boot print near that discarded blanket became the focus of initial search grids. Dispatch audio reveals police were told outright by the family, "We don't think the kids crossed that road." Yet the search continued under the pretense they'd wandered off, ignoring the contradiction between planted evidence and common sense. Darren then introduces a family friend's chilling tidbit. Shortly after the disappearance, this woman claimed Lilly and Jack were already tucked into warm beds in New Brunswick. Janie, furious, chased her away. "Get the Jesus out of here," she reportedly yelled. According to Darren's sworn statements to major crimes unit officers, this friend even quipped she'd be visiting them in days. Such a brazen slip suggests more than wild rumor, possibly a knowing wink from someone in on the secret. If that weren't enough, look at Malaya's behavior. Rather than begging for her children's return, she retreated, deactivating social media, refusing interviews, abandoning the family home days later. Her chilling silence and abrupt relocation began to look less like grief and more like evasion. Meanwhile, Daniel Wynn supervised visitation with his daughter Meadow, implying ongoing CPS scrutiny, a subplot that may have tightened Malaya's sense of urgency to hide Lilly and Jack before social services intervened again. Darren's narrative casts Daniel in a conflicted light, covering for the woman he loves, lie about timelines, all while publicly proclaiming he'd search forever. But behind that vow, was he an accomplice? Or did he too grow alarmed at what Malaya had done? We may soon learn as investigators dissect phone records, travelogues, and witness statements for the moment that Lilly and Jack crossed provincial lines. Or didn't. Critics argue the RCMP should have pivoted to a criminal investigation immediately, in a rural search gone cold. Planted clues are red flags, not signals to keep scouring the trees. Why spend days in the wilderness when the evidence pointed squarely to a deliberate removal? Yet bureaucracy and protocol often slowed down such pivots, allowing a window for collecting evidence at remote rental cars, anonymous tips, and digital footprints to narrow. Which brings us to the crux. Was the evidence truly planted? Or was it planted there by chance? By distraught family members hoping for any sign of the missing children? In a despair-driven frenzy, blankets get caught on branches, footprints blur in the mud, but the geographic specificity of the bootprint, the two separate finds of blanket fragments, and the family's own dispatch assertions make wandered off an increasingly untenable theory. As tension builds, RCMP sources whisper of undercover surveillance on a rental vehicle Malaya used recently, a car found abandoned near the New Brunswick border, its trunk containing a solitary children's sock, a half-eaten granola bar, and more pink fibers matching Lilly's DNA. If confirmed, this places the children just out of Nova Scotia's reach, alive or tragically otherwise. Investigators may already be preparing charges for obstruction, interference with a police investigation, and custodial abduction against Malaya and possibly Daniel. Yet every twist deepens a question of motive. Was it fear of CPS? Financial desperation? A desire to shield extended family ties? Darren speculates that Malaya's panic over CPS involvement led her to plan the children's disappearance, recruiting help and convincing Daniel to lie. But even he admits his own role. By sharing his story online, he risks being seen as opportunistic or worse, an accessory to the disappearance. In the end, all that matters is where Lilly and Jack are right now. Are they tucked into warm beds, awaiting a hesitant reunion? Or are they hidden somewhere, scared and confused by the adults they once trusted most? The RCMP's next move, whether arrests, press statements, or evidence releases, will either vindicate Darren's revelations or restore the official wandered-off narrative. We stand at a crossroads, believe a mother's silence hides a darker truth, or accept grief's strange forms. But one thing is clear. Planted clues, contradictory timelines, and a chilling bedroom-to-bedsheet connection in a neighboring province cannot be brushed away as coincidence. Something sinister lies beneath the surface of this rural disappearance, and the only way to force it into the open is relentless pressure on investigators, on the media, and on all of us as watchers. If you believe Lilly and Jack deserve answers, share this video. Smash that like button if you think the RCMP must treat this as a criminal case. Comment your support and keep the prayers for Lilly and Jack flowing. Because only by refusing to let the story fade will we honor two small lives and push for the darkest secrets to come to light.